What is going on, everybody? Welcome back here to the channel. I'm Sean Davis. The Lakers have been linked to Al Horford. I'm actually glad this is happening. I've talked about this a little bit in recent videos as we are now full-fledged into the offseason. This is per Dan Winke and Sam Amick of The Athletic. Sources, this is a Sam Amick tweet. Sources tell me and Dan Winke that Al Horford is also under serious consideration by the Lakers in addition to the Warriors. As he says below, this might take some time. Dan Winke reports that in addition to DeAndre and the Lakers are still evaluating other options in free agency and via trade. Obviously, a crucial decision for the Lakers. Would expect an answer in the upcoming days. So I'm curious here what the actual plan is here for the Lakers in terms of the big situation and DeAndre Ayton and specifically Al Horford here. Is the plan with Al Horford, is the plan to give him the full mid-level or what you have left of the mid-level exception, which is about $8.3 million? Is the plan to give him that after, I mean, in the scenario where you miss out on DeAndre Ayton, maybe the Indiana Pacers come in last second and offer DeAndre Ayton a contract for the full mid-level? The Indiana Pacers can give DeAndre Ayton the full mid-level exception, which is about $14 million. They can give him the full mid-level and give him a starting spot and say, look, come in and be our Miles Turner replacement. Now, I don't know necessarily fit-wise if that's the fit that makes the most sense for Indiana. I'm curious to see how India really wants to play things out going into this season. Now they don't have Tyrese Halliburton projected for the whole season and losing Miles Turner to a division rival in the Milwaukee Bucks. But they're a team that can offer Miles Turner the full mid-level exception. So I'm curious what the Miles Turner thing looks like. The contract buyout, I want to say, is finalized after moratorium ends, which would be July 6th. So that is why the news has kind of been slower for the Lakers so far, is I do think that they have to wait. And if I'm wrong about any of the information, I do apologize, but I do believe the Lakers have to wait until moratorium before they can officially get DeAndre Ayton in, because he has not been finalized for the buyout quite yet. And going back to Al Horford, if the plan is to give him the rest of that mid-level exception, then I am not as much of a fan of the move. If the idea is to get DeAndre Ayton in and then use your biannual exception, which is a little bit over $5 million to go get Al Horford, then I'm a huge fan of that, because now you have completely overhauled your big rotation. And let's say in a off chance, I don't think it's likely, but let's say in an off chance they're able to kind of reconcile the relationship with Jackson Hayes after how last season ended, with his relationship with JJ Redick and him not being happy with his role and things of that nature. If you're able to, and you're just making sure that no acquisitions are happening live, if you're able to kind of reconcile that and get him back to be the third big in the rotation, you have completely overhauled this room and you feel way better about where you are going into next season compared to last season. And specifically talking about Al Horford, he is the stretch 5 big that I think JJ Redick would want, but also provides some positional versatility. We saw in Boston how he's able to be a small ball 5 and still actually like switch out decently well still for his age. But also be a big they could play next to a Kristaps Porzingis, or in this case, play next to a DeAndre Ayton and provide the floor spacing still as a bigger 4 or a small ball 5. And he's also a guy that I think for JJ Redick's kind of switch hunting, not even necessarily switch hunting, but trying to space the floor 5 out kind of offense. Again, I think that Al Horford makes so much sense. Again, it would give this big rotation if you're combining him with DeAndre Ayton a different look. Because what the Lakers really struggled with last season was the ability to attack switches, or teams that wanted to just switch everything against them. Teams stopped running drop coverage as much once they acquired Luka Doncic. We saw a lot more switching against the Lakers last season. And specifically with DeAndre Ayton is more than capable to attack a post-up mismatch, either in the high or low post. And then also with Al Horford fits the mold of what they want. If teams want to switch and Luka wants to attack downhill, you can go 5 out with Al Horford as the 5 and space the floor and get creative with your floor spacing alignments and go 5 slot action, which is something you see a lot from Boston, Atlanta, Indiana even. Some of the more trailblazers, if you will, and OKC too will do this a lot. Some of the trailblazers in terms of floor spacing alignments, some of the best coaches in that. The Lakers can kind of dive into that realm as well. So if you are getting Al Horford in to be your, backup big, stretch 5 / big 4, and can play some minutes at the 5, obviously, like I've already mentioned. That makes Maxi Kleber now incredibly expendable, which I think he's already pretty expendable. And now really you're set from the big standpoint, and now you can see if you can upgrade that guard spot. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, man, I'm not all the way sure if you have to go out and use your biannual exception on DeAnthony Melton, for example. Like, can you get DeAnthony Melton in here to the Lakers? He only played 6 games last season. He has only played 2 seasons in his entire career thus far, where he's played at least 70 games. His past 2 seasons have been incredibly injury derailed. He played 38 games for the Sixers in 2024, only played 6 games this year for the Golden State Warriors. If you could get DeAnthony Melton in for a little bit more than a veteran minimum, that would be awesome in my opinion. I'm not sure you have to fully spend your biannual exception on DeAnthony Melton. I could be severely undervaluing DeAnthony Melton, but the Lakers have also shown increased interest. He was on a 1-year, $12.8 million deal last year for Golden State. I definitely expect the Lakers to get him on a much cheaper price tag than that. I still think you try to upgrade that wing spot. Jake LaRavia, I said this on Lakers Talk, ESPN LA with my guy Andy Kamensky. I probably botched his last name. Andy, I apologize. Love you. I said this last night. I am not all the way sure Jake LaRavia should be like, okay, cool, we got our wing, we're done. No, I would like to see the Lakers try to get one more wing in this room. I don't think you have an entirely reliable front court room in terms of your wings or your forwards not named LeBron James. I'm looking at upgrading that spot entirely outside of LeBron. And I think this team could, with a couple pieces, go try to compete. You have Luka Doncic. You should be trying to compete right now. I think you go try to get Al Horford and DeAndre Ayton using the rest of the mid-level exception and your biannual exception. That is what I'm trying to do if I'm the Lakers. So you all let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. Again, I think Al Horford could come in and do a good job being your second big. If he is coming in to be your starting 5 for an 82-game season, then that's when I have my concerns. I don't know how much Al Horford over an 82-game sample starting is going to be able to hold up. I think even Golden State would be making a mistake if they brought in Al Horford to start for 82 games. Although to a certain extent, because you have Draymond there, it's a little bit less of a physical burden on him. I think they can kind of tag team that. But here in LA, he would be required and demanded to have a lot of responsibility there from a physicality standpoint. I'd much rather prefer him coming in to be the second big here on that biannual exception. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe here to the channel. Turn on post notification bells. And as always, go Lake Show. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.